How's everyone doing today? Thanks to everyone that watched the How Fast Can I Beat Pokemon Fire Red with just a Nidoking. It was truly a lot of fun, and exactly what I expected in comparison to our Nidoking run. Today, we're going to see how fast I can beat Pokemon Fire Red with just a Vaporeon. And this one is exciting for me. It's my favorite of the original 3 evolutions, and honestly I think it's going to have a pretty decent time with the Kanto region. Rules of the run though: no items in battle except for held items, game is on 4 times speed for I can get these out at a good time, no glitches, and we use in-game time as a judgment for our speed. Let me know in the comments how well you think Vaporeon will do with me at the controls, and while you're down there, why not hit that like button? Let's try and get to 5 likes again for this one. Vaporeon has a ton of HP and great special attack. Its physical is very meh on both ends, but at least has decent special defense. So hopefully we can take a few punches while dishing out some massive blows. Now an early issue for Vaporeon is going to be that moveset of its, and I really think this will handcuff it in terms of time. Tackle is our only attacking move until level 16, and that is just not going to do for Brock's rock hard Pokemon. Well, that means we need to do some prep. Well, we are going to take on all the trainers in the forest, and I even go back to fight the rival, which I try to avoid or never do at least. And that fight was honestly super annoying since the Pidgey decides to fight dirty, uses Sand Attack 4 times, but eventually we get enough tackles through and are able to finish off Pidgey and Bulbasaur. Okay, well, all the trainers are done, so it's time to do some wild Pokemon training. So much fun. Anyways, we finally make our way to level 16 where we learn Water Gun, our first stab move of the run, and the wait was well worth it because Brock is now 2 clicks of Water Gun, and we take out Geodude and Onix, gaining our first badge for the run in just a little over an hour. Not too bad, not too great. On our way through Mount Moon, we pick up the Helix fossil because if you don't grab it, Kabuto will come for you. Once in Cerulean, we take the obvious choice and take our rival before attempting Misty because only having Water Gun and Tackle probably isn't going to cut it versus the Water Gym. Attempt 1 versus the rival goes amazing. Not. Pidgeotto is a 2-shot with Water Gun but uses Sand Attack, lowering our accuracy. Great, such a fun move, love it. Bulbasaur is second, and well, it just puts us to sleep, and Vaporeon goes for a little snooze, and Bulbasaur takes us out with a few Vine Whips. Okay, let's try this again. I kind of forgot about Sleep Powder. Pidgeotto goes the exact same way. 2 Water Guns from us and a Sand Attack. Yay! Well, let's use your own method against you, turd. When Bulbasaur comes out, I go for Sand Attack, and it's able to put us to sleep still though, and we take a turn to wake up and get another Sand Attack off. While Bulbasaur lands a few Vine Whips, the sand becomes too much for Bulbasaur though, and as it misses just the right number of attacks, leaving us with 9 HP before we finally take it down with tackles. Abra is third but has no attacking moves, so we really don't have to worry about it. So we just have to survive the rat, and we do. A quick attack only does 7 HP and the rat gets drowned by a Water Gun. After Nugget Bridge, we make sure to pull down the camper trainer, hide in the TM for secret power, and grab it. We teach it instantly as this is going to be our best way of taking on Misty. But first, we have to hang out with Bill and help him out of whatever he's up to today, and he gives us a ticket for the SS Anne. Time for Misty. The strat is spam secret power. I also forgot to heal before this one, so this could be interesting. Secret power puts Staryu into the red while it just uses Harden. After a heal, 2 more secret powers take it out. Starmie is faster than us, but uses Swift, doing minimal damage, and secret power gets the paralysis. Let's go. And we go back and forth with Starmie as it uses recover, but with only 17 HP left, we get a big critical hit, taking it down with 1 last secret power. 2 badges down and a nice new stab move and Water Pulse for Vaporeon. On our way to Vermilion, we make a bit of a change up. I'm going to catch Meowth as an HM friend over Diglett. My reason is Meowth has pickup ability, and this could come in handy for extra berries. I was watching another YouTuber named Exceptional, and I noticed they do this, and I thought this was such a cool idea, so kudos to them, and thanks for the idea. Once on the SS Anne, we grab the TN for rest and all the berries we can before taking on the rival. The rival goes a lot nicer than our time in Cerulean. Pidgeotto's still a 2-shot from Secret Power, but no Sand Attack this time. Whoop whoop. Ivysaur is second and misses a Sleep Powder first turn, but gets a Leech Seed off before our 3rd Secret Power finishes it. The race against the clock is now. Raticate is third, and another dose of water takes it down as a Water Pulse is all we need. Kadabra is last, and Water Pulse finishes it as it misses a disable, and we beat the rival before Leech Seed bests us. We get the HM for cut from the captain, and then it's off to take down Surge. And I actually got the puzzle on the first try. No big deal, I'm great, I know. This fight does have me worried a bit though. Electricity in water spells disaster. But let's find out. Surge leads with Voltorb, uses Sonic Boom, while we return with Water Pulse taking it out. A frail Pikachu is next, Water Pulse takes it out and no problem. Raichu is last and just sets up double team. We hit Water Pulse doing over half, getting the confusion too, sweet. Surge then uses a full heal and we hit through the double team, taking it out, gaining our third badge. Okay, on our way to Rock Tunnel, we pick up the Hidden Citrus Berry and Hidden Rare Candy on Route 6. And right before we get to Rock Tunnel, we have an extremely annoying trainer fight with Picnicker Alicia. She has 4 grass types, 2 Oddish, 2 Bellsprouts, and well, we win this really easily, but the Oddish poisoned us, causing the need to go back to Cerulean to heal and wasting time since I didn't have any antidotes. But nothing crazy does happen after that, leading into Rock Tunnel, so let's skip right to Celadon. Once we get to Celadon, I pick up the ether behind the buildings, and then I go get the nice hot cup of tea from the old lady to give to the guards later. We make our way to the Rocket Hideout first, as Erica honestly scares the living crap out of me, and if we try our best to make it to level 36, we're gonna get a nice counter for her. While in the hideout, we pick up the rare candy, drown the grunt with the lift key, with Water Pulse, and then take on Giovanni. And wow, I thought Giovanni was easy before having a water type with a stab move. For this, it makes it a lot easier. Onyx and Rhyhorn both go down in one shot. Kangaskhan is a 2-shot, but Mega Punch only does about a third anyways, so there was never really a worry in this one. We're still not level 36 yet though, so let's head back to Lavender before taking on Erica. But first, let's grab Spearow and the HM for Fly. Once back in Lavender, it's time to beat up the rival again. I equipped our Chesto though, just in case Ivysaur wants to try some funny business again. Pidgeotto is first, and no Sand Attack. Whoop! 2 Secret Powers is enough to take it down. Ivysaur is second, and I'm all set for sleep, but we don't need it. We outspeed and crit on a Secret Power, taking it down. Gyarados is third, and I honestly forgot this is part of its team for this set. That could be a problem later. But for now, 2 bites and a Secret Power are enough to take it out, while it gets us to about half health with Thrash. Turt's last 2 Pokemon, Growlithe and Kadabra, both go down to 1 stab Water Pulse each. Let's hope these fights continue to be more like this. While making our way through the tower, we finally hit level 36, learning Aurora Beam. I teach it over Sand Attack, and now we finally have a counter to Erica's grass types. Before heading to the gym though, we still have to save Mr. Fuji. He gives us the Poke Flute, and then I grab the TM for return. Or well, I try, cause damn she was moving quick. We make our way through some of the trainers in Erica's gym, and what was once going to be a big worry, I have a little bit more relief of. Erica starts with Victory Bell. Do we outspeed it is the real question though. We have a Cherry Berry though, just in case we don't. But we do. Aurora Beam 1-shots, and well, Tangeli and Vileplume also get to see what the Ice Age would look like, as Splash 1-shots both of them with Aurora Beam. Mint. I don't know why we were even worried about this one. Bud, you okay over there? Once in Fuchsia, straight to the Savari Zone for the Gold Teeth and the HM for Surf. Surf is huge. We teach that over Water Pulse, making our moveset even stronger before Koga. We also attach a Pecha Berry to avoid poison. Coughing leads and Surf is a 1-shot. Perfect. Muck is next, and it sets up Minimize after Surf does about half. We start to miss while it chips away with Sludge Bomb. We finally get a hit with Surf again, but it survives on a sliver of HP, and then Minimize becomes a little bit too much for our Splash as Muck heals, and we miss 6 times in a row. And then the Toxic Poison becomes a bit too much. Well, that was lame. Let's try this one again, hoping for a better outcome. Coughing goes down to a Surf again. Muck is second, and this time after a Surf, I go for Secret Power and get the Paralysis. Maybe this will help stop Minimize. Muck then heals a Surf does half, and 1 more Surf high rolls, taking it down. Coughing 2 falls just like Coughing 1, 1 single Surf. Wheezing is last, and it looks like it's going to be a 2-shot with Surf, as Sludge does big damage and poisons us. But it's not going to be enough as we outspeed, taking it down with that second Surf. We then grab the HM for Strength by giving Gold Teeth to the Warden. We've got 5 badges, we've got 3 more to go, let's get going. But first, Silphico has caught our eyes and we gotta go in there. We grab all the necessary items we need, we take on minimal trainers, I didn't really see the point. And once we have the lift key, it's off to test our luck versus the rival. Venusaur, I'm coming for you with this ice move. Before the battle though, I do equip the Chesto again. No sleep shenanigans are happening today. Turd leads with Pidgeot and an Aurora Beam leaves it just in the red, while Wing Attack pretty well does nothing. One more attack takes it down and the Grass Frog comes out next. Aurora Beam looks like it's doing half and Venusaur uses Razor Leaf doing less than half. Okay, we got this. Our second Aurora Beam leaves it in the red, putting Venusaur in Overgrow. And a boosted Razor Leaf shreds us. Well, that didn't go the way I planned. Second attempt, Pidgeot goes exactly the same. 2 Aurora Beams and chip from its Wing Attack. Venusaur comes out next though, and we low roll an Aurora Beam to start off, just doing under half. While it puts us to sleep, but our Chesto kicks in, perfect. I try Secret Power and it does minimal damage, but sets up Aurora Beam for the finish. But it's snooze time again. We sleep our first mandatory turn as Razor Leaf takes us down to 51 HP. Then we wake up and finish it with Aurora Beam. Let's go. Gyarados is third. Aurora Beam does what looks like under a quarter, while Bite from Gyarados does barely anything. We then switch the Bite ourselves, getting 2 extremely lucky flinches, taking it out, moving on to Growlithe. Growlithe goes down to a Surf. That was easy. Alakazam's last though, and it just uses Future Sight as a Bite puts it into the red. This is probably a reset coming though. Or not, as Alakazam just uses Future Sight again and we're able to take it out with one last bite. Give me all the luck right now, let's go! Giovanni again proving why the bad boss shouldn't use monotypes. He leads Nidorino and Surf leaves it at what must be 1 HP. I then use Bite, stupidly, activating Poison Point. Nidoqueen is second and is also able to survive a Surf. Okay, it adds a bit of chip along with the poison damage. We finish it off and then 2-shot Kangaskhan with Surf as we are left with 47 HP after poison for the Rhyhorn. But we're faster, so there's no worries here as Surf dummies the Rhyhorn. See you later, Giovanni. This is easy. I go straight for our 6th gym badge next as Sabrina leads Kadabra and we one-shot it with Surf. Ash Ketchum's dad is next and takes Surf into the red, but just sets up Calm Mind. After a heal, 2 more Secret Powers take it out. Venomoth takes a bit more effort as Secret Power does about a third, and then Bite puts it into the red. Sabrina uses her last heal. After a few more bites, we take it down, and we're left with 113 HP after all the side beams from it. Alakazam is faster, and does solid damage with Psychic. A Surf puts it into the red, but just like Turd, Sabrina decides to use Future Sight, and we take it out with one last Surf. Okay. Vaporeon truly is on a rampage. I think we've only had 1 reset since Misty, which is wild. On Cinnabutter Island, we grab some Max Repels and then head into the mansion, which we are going to grab the TM for Blizzard and then grab the key to obviously get into the gym. Now, this question is exactly why I usually just fight the trainers. This just stalled my brain out for some reason. I don't know why. We got it right, but to each their own. Once through all the trainers or the questions, we take on Blaine, and while Vaporeon pulls out its lawn chair, sits back and relaxes while it surfs away Blaine's entire team, not taking a single hit from any of his Pokemon. We've got 1 badge left before the Elite Four. Bill, please, we hung out 1 time. I don't want to go on vacation with you. Just leave me alone. Unfortunately for Giovanni, Vaporeon has a taste for blood after Blaine, and goes into this one with one thing in mind: winning. Giovanni leads with Rhyhorn and a Surf one-shots it. Dugtrio is next and does outspeed, getting off an Earthquake. But that is the only damage Giovanni is able to get off for this battle as Surf takes out everything else. Nidoqueen, Nidoking, and his last Rhyhorn all go down in one-shots. 8 badges are acquired, but boy do we still have a road ahead of us. But first, some last minute things. We head back to Celadon to grab some coins and go and buy the TM for Ice Beam. It's a 95 base power attack, definite upgrade from Aurora Beam, and we need it. And then I grabbed that rare candy in the Warden's house that we forgot because we couldn't use Surf yet. Last rival fight before the Elite Four. With our newly added move, Ice Beam, we are finally able to one-shot that Pidgeotto. I love it. Venusaur is next, and it outspeeds, but does only set up growth. Ice Beam does over half, and gets the freeze. Or not. Venusaur defrosts, but a Razor Leaf isn't enough to take us out, leaving us with 57 HP as we finish it off. Rhyhorn is third, and Surf is an easy one-shot. Gyarados comes out next, and Ice Beam looks to be about a 3-shot. But it just sets up the rain, and then on his second turn uses Hydro Pump, activating our ability Water Absorb, gaining us some HP back. A third Ice Beam takes it out, leaving 2 Pokemon left. Growlithe, like Rhyhorn, goes down in 1 Surf. Alakazam is last and still has the AI of a potato as I use Secret Power doing next to nothing, but it just uses Disable? Okay. An Ice Beam then takes it to a quarter of health and it uses Disable again. Okay, thanks for throwing, turd. 1 last Surf takes it out and we're on to the Elite Four. Now, before we make our first attempt at Lorelei, I'm going to teach Return to give us a little bit of added boost as Surf and Ice Beam are going to be resisted for this one. Let's give this a go. Dewgong leads and Return does nothing. Oh no. Dewgong just sets up Hail though, and then after a few returns and bites we get Dewgong into the red. It uses Ice Beam and freezes us. And I guess we forgot to bring the heat gun because Vaporeon stays frozen until Dewgong finally takes us out with an Ice Beam. Not a good start. I try this fight again, but this time I teach Toxic and Rest over Bite and Return. We set up Toxic to start, and then I just use Surf chipping away until we need to hit the Rest button. Unfortunately, we do have to put the Dewgong into healing range though, causing us to have to do this all over again. We get the Toxic off again once Safeguard fades, and then we take a snooze using Rest. The Toxic damage finally takes Dewgong out, and we're at about half health. Cloyster is next, and I lost count of Safeguards, so I just start spamming Toxic trying to land it, and then I use Rest to heal up once we're able to. Cloyster is relatively easy since it can't hit us anyways. Its only attacking move is Dive, and we have Water Absorb. By the time Poison takes it out, we have almost full health though for Slowbro, and Slowbro's getting the same treatment as Cloyster and Dewgong, and then we rest when we need to. By the time Slowbro is going down, Vaporeon is still asleep due to us using Rest, which is not good for when Jinx comes out as it sets up a track and then chips away with Ice Punch. Surf does good damage, but then Lorelei swaps Jinx for Lapras on a Surf, taking no damage due to Water Absorb itself. After we poison Lapras, it trades a few Body Slams and Ice Beams with us, but eventually we become the losers of this one as Lapras is able to withstand us due to a full restore and take out Vaporeon. Well, we have all these rare candies. I guess this is probably the goodest time ever to use them, right? I try this fight again at level 59 instead of 51. We started off again with a nice Toxic stall strat, which can get a bit lengthy, and even though Dewgong actually froze us again, we're able to stall it out long enough for it to go down, even after a full restore from Lorelei. I'm not a big fan of Toxic stalling, I'm not gonna lie. When Cloyster comes out, I decide to use 2 Surfs rather than wait on Toxic. This was definitely a lot more efficient for us as we take it down. Slowbro is third, and back to the Toxic stall strats as we go for Toxic first, and it just goes for Amnesia. And then I rest since we have only about half health. And by the time we get the Slowbro down, we have full health for Jinx. This is perfect. Time for the Battle of the Stalls. We get Toxic off, but Jinx also uses Attract. This makes resting more difficult moving forward, but at the end of it, we get Jinx down with only about 22 HP left. Guess we won that stall battle. Lapras is last. We obviously have to use Rest right away, otherwise it's game over. Lapras uses Ice Beam and sets up Confuse Ray while we are asleep. By the time we finally get Toxic off, we only have 44 HP again, so we have to rest. And are able to start beginning to stall. Our big HP stat and Rest is huge as Toxic dwindles Lapras all the way down to 0 and gets us by the first Elite Four member. Let's not do this again. I don't like it. Bruno is next, and I'm feeling pretty good about this one. Onix is his lead, and Surf takes it out. Hitmonchan is next. Surf puts it in the low yellow, but it uses Rock Tomb. And on the surface, this is fine. But now we are slower than all of his Pokemon. Hitmonchan gets a Sky Uppercut, taking it before we take it out. Hitmonlee is third, and by time our Surf takes it out, we are left with 80 HP. Machamp the Ace is next, and a Cross Chop leaves us with 1 HP and a Dream. But Surf only does half. Wow, we lost the Bruno. That's not good. We try this again, and Surf drowns the Rock Snake Onix, but when Hitmonchan comes out next, it goes for Sky Uppercut and not Rock Tomb. That's huge, because now we have speed control. The second Surf takes it out, and Hitmonlee comes out next. And we even get more luck as we outspeed and get a critical hit on the Surf, one-shotting it. I'll take it. Machamp is going to be a 2-shot with Surf as our first one activates his Citrus Berry, but then just goes for Scary Face, and he misses as we take it out with our second Surf. Last is Bruno's second Onix, and Surf is all we need. I'm glad we didn't have too much of a struggle here. Alright, it's Agatha time, and have I ever told you all how much I hate Agatha? Yeah, I do say this a lot. First attempt, we are able to take down Gengar with a few Surfs, only taking minimal damage, but Golbat is next and uses Confuse Ray, which makes us hurt ourselves not once, not twice, but 4 times in a row. By the time we finally land an Ice Beam and Oko it, we have 48 HP. Arbok comes out, and while Surf only does about half, and Sludge Bomb takes us down. I even get to the Ace Gengar, but the randomness of being poisoned, Confuse Ray, and even when the first Gengar sets up Double Team was starting to become tolling, but then we got this run. Gengar just sets up Double Team after taking a Surf into the red. It heals, we get a critical hit Surf taking it down. Golbat is second. After we take an Air Cutter, we one-shot it with Ice Beam. The Poison Snake Arbok is third. A Surf puts it into the yellow, and Sludge Bomb does a decent chunk to us. It even got the poison, but we had our Petra Berry, so no harm, no foul. One more Surf takes it out. Ace Gengar comes out and misses Hypnosis. Clutch. A Surf puts it into the yellow, activating Citrus, but then it puts us to sleep. It follows up that turn with a Nightmare and Sludge Bomb, leaving us with 39 HP before we finally wake up and are able to take it out. We have to outspeed this Haunter, and we do, and one-shot it with Surf. Get out of my face, Agatha. Lance is next, and this one should be pretty easy with Ice Beam. I've said that about a few Elite Four members though. We do Toxic Stall the lead Gyarados and chip away with Surf, taking it down, leaving us with 121 HP after a few Dragon Rages. Dragonair 1 is next, and Ice Beam destroys it. Dragonair 2 comes out and falls to the same problem as its sibling, 1 Ice Beam and done. Dragonite also gets the 4-time effective Ice Beam and goes down in one shot. Last is Aerodactyl. It's faster, but Wing Attack doesn't do too much. Ice Beam puts it into the red. Lance then uses a full restore as we Ice Beam again and get the freeze. Champion, here we come. Nope, Aerodactyl defrosts itself and obliterates us with a Hyper Beam. Oh, for second attempt, we decide to not Toxic Gyarados and just use Surf and 2 Ice Beams. This actually leaves us with 40 more HP as it got 1 less Dragon Rage in. Both Dragonairs and Dragonite can't handle the cold as Ice Beam Okos all 3 of them, and Aerodactyl is last. We take the Wing Attack as Ice Beam puts us into the red again. It heals, and I switched the Surf because Surf probably would have been doing more damage this whole time, and I was just being dumb, and we one-shot it. The champion is all that's left. In our first attempt, Pidgeot, just like it started the run, starts fighting dirty. A Sand Attack goes out and we miss our first Ice Beam. It then is able to survive an Ice Beam in the red while it does minimal damage with Aerial Ace. Turd then heals it and we hit another Ice Beam, freezing Pidgeot, giving us a free KO. Let's go! Venusaur is next. It sets up Gross as Ice Beam does 3/4 of damage, activating its Citrus Berry. On its next turn, it goes for Solar Beam, and it's another free KO as it takes in the sunlight. Alakazam finally uses that brain power and hits a massive psychic. We then miss an Ice Beam, opening the door for Alakazam, and it takes advantage, taking us out. On our next attempt, I get past Alakazam and are able to take down Rhydon with Surf. But with no health, we have to use Rest, and this becomes a back and forth with Gyarados, as Thrash does decent damage to us and forcing us to heal when it gets fatigued, hoping for it to hit itself. After getting it down to the red and allowing Turd to heal it, we finally get a Toxic and begin to stall Gyarados out. And the plan is working great. Surf, Toxic damage, and the odd hitting itself from Gyarados allows us to take it out, but unfortunately, Pidgeot had used Sand Attack in this attempt too, causing a miss Surf on Arcanine and being knocked out with 2 extreme speeds. I hate Sand Attack. Third time's a charm though, maybe, right? Pidgeot gets a big critical hit with Aerial Ace, doing a third of our health. Ice Beam puts it into the red, but on the healing turn, we land a crit of our own, taking the bird down before it can land Sand Attack. Venusaur comes out and sets up Growth, while Ice Beam does 3/4 of damage again. Next turn it goes for Solar Beam, and we take it out. Alakazam is third. It lands a Psychic, leaving us at 63 HP, but we get another critical hit with Surf, this time taking it down. Rhydon has no chance as Surf one-shots it. The scary Gyarados is next, and since we outspeed, I go straight for Toxic, and we survive a Thrash on only 14 HP. That was close. We then hit Rest, and now it's time to stall it out, and it hitting itself due to fatigue from Thrash is really helping this be a bit speedier. As we wake up and hit a Surf, it survives on next to no HP, but it takes itself out from the confusion. Arcanine is last, but goes for Flamethrower, doing honestly next to nothing, and a Surf closes this one out. Vaporeon has done it and has taken over the Kanto region and became champion. This was an absolute blast. Vaporeon is an absolute beast, and honestly, if not for the slow start due to tackle and relying on Toxic stalls for a couple of different things, this could have been our new personal best. This is definitely in the top 3 though for sure. Vaporeon comes in with a time of 5 hours and 17 minutes in game time and finishes at level 63. That is awesome. If you're looking for a fun challenge, I recommend this one for sure. There's very little that stood in its way, and I'm extremely proud of this one for myself. If you've all made it this far, I truly appreciate you. Why not leave a like? It helps the algorithm, and if you really want to stick around, why not hit that sub button for more content like this? Until next time, have a good one, and let me know what you guys want to see next.